I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Good evening, everyone. It is an exciting day. I just want to clarify one more thing, just because I've been getting a few comments on these live streams, on the recordings of them. This is not a review of the CR-10. This is not a review of the machine. It is just my process of unboxing the thing, of taking the thing out of the box, seeing, how the setup is, how the parts look, etc., etc. It is not a review. Of course, you can draw a few conclusions usually from these live streams, but it's not a review. It's not replacing that. You don't have to watch all 3, 4, how many ever hours of the video to get the opinion. If I'm doing a review, it's going to be a different video. Okay. Just to clear my system of that. Anyways, so yeah, big box. It's not it's not an E3D big box, but it is still a big box, and it is a big printer. This is obviously the CR-10. It is from Gearbest. They sent me this one. I don't know if it's a blue or the yellow version. Anyways, it has a 300 millimeter build area, 300 by 400. It is 380 something euros, dollars, whatever. The links are in the video description. They are having a sale right now with like 15 or 17% off of the regular $450-ish price. That's only lasting for a day or so, but once that is done, I've also plopped a 12% discount code on everything on Gearbest in the video description. So once that sale runs out, it's going to be a bit more expensive, but you're still not going to pay the full price, because why wouldn't you? There are always discount codes. All right, so let's dig in here. This is actually a machine that is mostly pre-built, and I might be opening this up. I might actually be opening this up from the wrong end, because there is labeling here. Let's see what we get. How long will it take me to assemble? 15, 30, 45, or 60 minutes? Hold on. If I open it up from the raw, from the correct side, it's probably gonna take me not too long. I'm thinking it's gonna be like, I don't know, 15 minutes. It's literally like 8 screws or something. Then tweaking the linear guides, because it does use an open build style track system. Supposedly you do have to adjust those wheels. Let's see how much adjusting we need to do there. But other than that, it should be pretty well pre-built, kind of like the which one was it? The Malian machine or the Wanhao sheet metal machines. Those are all pretty much pre-built. The printer base comes in one piece, and then you put on the Z truss. Pretty much the same way you can disassemble most i3 style printers. Okay. Packing slip. Delivery list from Gearbest. If you're not satisfied with the order, please contact us first. Well, first before doing what? So, there it is. I got the yellow version, which obviously is the wrong color, but hey, I'll take it anyways. It's just these covers on the V slot that have a different. I'm sorry, you guys can't smell that, but it smells. It smells like gasoline. I kind of like that smell. It smells like Chinese stuff. I do enjoy that smell. It's not like a strong stench. It's just, come on. There goes another clip. Just that good old smell. Okay. Some stuff from Hobby King actually has the same taste to it. Does not smell like any diseases. Okay, and there is a screw in here. Actually, a loose M3 screw just stuck in the foam. Not sure where that came from, but we should have everything else. Okay, so someone was asking about the size again. Again, this is 300 millimeters on the base and then 400 millimeters up top. The Z direction, that is 400 millimeters. Freshly ridden bike saddles. Dude, that smells different. Okay, a few of these spring clips to attach the glass bed. It has kind of shifted around. It's still one piece. Let's see if we can get this in frame. There should be a nope. So we have the glass sheet up here. There we go. Glass sheet 4mm thick with some yellow painter's tape. Ooh, that is a crappy application of painter's tape if I've ever seen one. It's got like, yeah. Okay, but glass on top of an aluminum PCB, so it's a thick aluminum sheet that I suppose you could print directly onto, but they're adding another sheet of glass just to get it really flat. I think I'm just going to add some 3D lac to this glass because I don't want to deal with like cheap painter's tape. Okay, then let's start with this box right here, and it is this is one of the machines that has the electronics separate outside the printer. So this box, like a lot of the One How and One How clone machines, you know, are housing all their electronics, power supply, LCD, etc. in a separate box connected with a few cables. I'm not a huge fan of that because it means you're going to have like 2 or 3 things to drag around. You're going to have your printer itself. You are going to have a filament that's going to be wobbling, wiggling around, and you're going to have this box if you ever move your printer from one spot to another. Okay, what's this? Ooh, start! Open the packing box. Okay, we're working on that. I'm hoping you guys can sort of read that. Compare to picture 3. Take out, install parts from toolbox. M5 by 20. Is that picture 3? Okay. Start installing, screw stuff together, and a packing list. After sales service card, Creality 3D. Okay. I don't. Okay. Chinese on the front, English on the back. Parts excluded, build tape, build plate, acrylic USB stick. Makes sense. Any mention of the loose screw? Not really. Not really. I will need to check where this screw came from. Okay, power cord, European one. Looks good. We get a CC tree filament, PLA 1.75mm white. That's like a 200 gram spool maybe. That is pathetic. But of course, shipping from China, every gram counts, and every gram of filament you include is just going to make it more expensive. Small spool holder. What else? There's a Bowden coupling, a spare nozzle, a few spare T-nuts. That's nice. I don't think you need these for assembly. And then spool mount goes with this part. Then a spatula. This is a regular... Is this sharpened? Oh yeah, it's sharpened. Cool. A sharpened spatula, which should make removing prints somewhat easy if I can unbox it. Wrap this. That's nice. So it does have that one-sided blade cut on it. So this side is ground down and this side is flat. So you just slide it under your part and they should pop right out. Perfect. Yeah, it's... Let's see if this sharp. Yeah, it does cut. But that's exactly what you want for removing stuff. What is this? Qualified certificate. Okay, that's a qualified certificate and a guarantee warranty card, I suppose. I like this. No, this is not a marshmallow holder. This is an acupuncture needle. Let's see, we have the close-up camera. They do include one of these. If the camera can focus, yeah. little pointy acupuncture needle to clean out your nozzles if you ever get a clog, just to, you know, poke around in it. That's cool, and they put a piece of foam on it so you don't poke yourself. Bowden tube. Something end stops. Not exactly sure. Come on, sorry. End stops, not exactly sure where these go. Let's see, if you hex keys, these look good. These have the ball end on their ends. Some flush cutters, zip ties. It's a pretty complete package. You're getting a lot of stuff here. And a USB cord. This is a USB mini. And that's it. That's a micro SD card reader with a micro SD card. We're gonna have a look at that in a second. Okay. What else? Some, well, usually you'd call this blue tape to get your stuff to stick. This is yellow tape, a full spool. Cool. Supposedly this works. Not a huge fan of blue or yellow tape or whatever, but it's nice that they're including a full spool. Now, how do we get this? Ooh, this bottom is loose. This bottom is quite loose. Oh. Okay, well, there's nothing holding it on. Okay. It is already set to the correct voltage, to 220 volts. That is good. We have the SD and USB on the side. Screen up front. Should we take this off? Maybe. Oh, and it comes out as a single piece. That is good. Oh shit. This printer really is large. And it does take up a lot of space just on my desk right now. I didn't expect it. There's one of the clips that fell through. How do we get this out without breaking it? So there's another piece here, and these ends up here, if you can see them, they're jammed in here in the foam, so I will need to tilt this out. There we go. That's our Z-axis assembly. Hoping that's square, but so far so good. Ah, look at that. That is a steep Z-axis spindle. That seems to be a 4-starred? 2-starred? I don't know. It's pretty steep and it's pretty smooth. It only has a Z-axis drive on one side, which is kind of a bold move, considering this is quite a large machine, but they do have some quite wide carriages on both sides, so I'm hoping this shouldn't, well, okay, it does tilt a lot, but during printing it hopefully doesn't have any negative impact. Okay, let's see, that should be it. You go down here, you go up here. Okay. 1Z motor, correct, yes. It does have its up and down sides. Just having one Z motor, it means you're never gonna get your Z axis out of sync. Like your left and right side are never gonna get de-leveled basically. But yeah, of course it means it's not going to be as solid. I mean, if I wanted to, I guess you can sort of see that I can rock this left side around, but since it doesn't have auto leveling, well, even if it would have auto leveling, the printable play actually also only has one Z spindle, but it feels pretty good. It feels very good so far. This is all nice and tight. That is good. That's often something that is missing from the factory, just, you know, tight bolts. So this wheel right here is turning loosely, so that's not tightened up all the way. There is a wrench included. Supposedly we do have to adjust these, and this wheel down here is good. So this side is okay, but this one back here could use a bit of extra tension. Right, now with these cheap machines, I never really know which instructions I should follow, because to keep it fair, with mid-range and premium machines, I do follow the manual. With the lower end ones, I try to do the same, just to create a level playing field for everyone. Because I don't start tweaking with the it's off frame there, but with any other printer, I'm not sure if I should like start tweaking stuff outside the manual right now with this machine, just because it's, I don't know, special. I will try to follow this, even though there isn't really a lot to follow. So yeah, there is a rather large or long instruction list on the CR-10 Facebook page, which seems to be like Facebook pages or groups seem to be the main support group for these sort of cheaper machines. There is a basic manual which isn't like 100 pages long. It's just a basic thing, a basic walkthrough. And basically it is, okay, tighten these wheels, install the software, set up your stuff. So yeah. Okay, now the question is, can we tighten this up without... Yes, okay. So this side over here, let's turn it around so you guys can see it. So this side over here has 3 wheels. This one is loose, this one is tight, this one is also tight. But if I actually, well, I guess it's gonna get connected to the subframe in a second. If this thing actually gets pressed out, like if the subframe was a bit wider, camera focus, thank you. If the subframe was a bit wider, so if this got pulled apart, it's now the center wheel that is loose, this one right here, and this one out here is tight. So before tightening this, I am just gonna assemble the frame. I'm gonna put it all together and then see how this stuff tensions up and how it works out. And yeah, again, this printer is like 350 to 380 euros. I don't know what that exactly converts to in dollars, but it should be pretty much the same in dollars. On Gearbest, the links are in the video description. Currently on sale, yada yada yada. There is an AliExpress store of like the official Creality. They're calling themselves the official Creality store. I'm thinking it is the official Creality store, where, whoops, that was just a bit of the yellow tape that came off that got stuck to the saran wrap. There is an official Creality store on AliExpress too, and they actually have this guy in configurations up to 500 millimeters in size. So you get a larger bed, so that's 300 millimeters. That is what, 12 inches. You can get it in 400 and you can get it in 500 millimeters large, which is crazy large. Oh yeah, this thing has a ton of slack. We will definitely need to tighten that. So that is, those are your options. Again, this one is from Gearbest. It is the standard option of 300 by 300. Just to give you a close-up again of how this bed looks. There you go. That is the factory tape application job. There you go. I don't know if I want to print on this. It might be just heat from shipping that just got this stuff curled up, but that is not something I really want to print onto for anything I want some reliability with. Okay, open the packaging and let's check out what the manual has us doing here. So open the packaging, compare to picture 3, take out install parts from toolbox. I'm thinking that is some sort of screw that we're getting. Let's just see, that looks like something. I'm not going to be using this. Ooh, both my affiliate links are for the yellow printer? Crap. Oh, I'll have to fix that. Thanks for the heads up. Socks and sandals? What? What's wrong with that? Okay, we got an end stop and we got a T-plate. So these are the parts that are going to hold our Z-axis to the bottom frame. Let's see if we can get this worked out here. So start installing by Start focusing. Start installing by M5 by 25 screws. Connect the base with XZ modules. Next install 2 fixed block. Z limit installs on the left, the other on the right. Okay. Oh, that gasoline smell. Connect motor and limit lines. Okay. So which side is the front here? I'm thinking the motor goes in the back. I'm thinking the motor goes on in the back. Let me just pull up a reference image real quick. Images. I could also look at the video thumbnail. So far, manual. Not a whole lot of help. Motor goes in the back. Okay. So this side is going to be the back. Why does it smell like gas? You tell me. There might be a mix of these oils that's on here, plus some rubber gaskets. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, Creality 3D tool head. So that should go on something like this, I suppose. That. Ah, okay, so this just gets screwed through the bottom. Interesting. So M5 screws right there. And we'll literally just, oh, let's try that. There's just some through holes in the frame right there, which you're not going to be able to see. It's hard to get this on camera. I'm just going to screw it together and not keep you waiting for longer. The trimming does. It's easier to tighten the bed first. Well, I guess we can always easier to tighten the bed first. Okay, let's do that first. Yep. So as you can see, this is a large aluminum PCB heater. It's got some interesting tracks, and we do get a 4-point leveling system right here, so 4 points to adjust the bed, which is over constrained. But then again, this thing isn't going to be perfectly flat by itself, so I guess you need all 4 points. Okay, so we have this side right here. Let's see, we should be able to pick this up. Yeah. These 3 wheels over here are okay. These up front are loose. These are the ones that are fixed, and these are the ones that have the look at this oily. These are the ones that have the adjusting nuts on them. So let's see. This one is completely loose. That's the wrong way. Direction. So right there, that's, take off the 2 middle wheels, they are not needed. Might actually agree with that. But again, it's the same thing. I kind of do want to keep this printer like a Creality CR-10, and I don't want to start modding it right away before I even get the first printout. It's, you know, it's the idea of same rules for all. Again. This one is loose, even though this one is tight, so it means these wheels don't have the best precision or the best positioning accuracy. But it feels like we did get the backlash out. It feels good. Let's turn it around. Let's see how this does. Yeah. No more backlash, no more wobble. Of course, it does still have like this wide plate running on this tiny rail in the bottom or in the center there. But yeah. Okay. Now let's put on the Z-axis. There we go. So let's see. How do we keep this from falling down? I guess if I just grab a bit of lumber, I can support it and keep it from falling off the table. That would be great. We have always be enough. This thing is actually relatively... Oh, that actually fits perfectly. Nice. You all know how much I love OSB board. That should keep it from completely falling over, but at least this corner now is supported. Hex keys, they do include some nice hex keys, so let's use those. And let's see, this thing screws right through the bottom. So chat, have you guys had any experience with the CR-10? I know Joel, the 3D printing nerd, just published his review yesterday. I didn't get the chance to watch all the way through it yet. But what's your background? Are you just like interested in the machine? Do you own one? Do you have you modded the crap out of one? That would be interesting to know, because usually there's a pretty wide range of people watching these streams. Gets delivered tomorrow. Have one. How do I pick this up? Like that, I guess. Randomai 3 owner. The lacking features of the CR-10 and what is not really ready to do as far as speed, accuracy, expandability, etc. Oh, it's a very basic printer. Come on, what are you expecting? I mean, obviously it does not have any sort of auto leveling. You might be able to add it depending on what sort of electronics, aka firmware, etc. they're using. If you can actually flash the firmware in this guy, there are some printers out there where you cannot modify the firmware. I'm hoping this isn't one of them. Yeah. So if it's still using like a standard Arduino based board, then you can add to it if you want to, I suppose. Okay, and let's snug up the other side as well. Come on. Multi-model, and you can flash the firmware by flashing a bootloader on it with an Arduino. Okay. So it doesn't have the Arduino bootloader on it, but it is still an Arduino board. So I'm guessing they're just flashing them from the factory with the ICSP and don't put a bootloader on it, which, okay. At least it's not like totally locked down. What about the hang printer build? Yeah, I'm trying to find the time for that sort of stuff. Whee! Up goes the x-axis. Okay. Quick refreshment. Homemade lemonade. Yay. Oh, I made that too sour. Okay. What are they telling us to do right now? Install the 2 fixed blocks. Z-limit installs on the left, the other on the right. Okay. So we're getting reinforcement blocks. These guys that just drop into the sides right there. So you can see the side over here. This corner that gets another block. I mean, I don't think we'd actually need that. To be honest, this is really sturdy already. I did snug up the screws pretty well, but this is, well, we're gonna put him on, but so far pretty good. Might have killed it. He's nothing plugged in, dude. It's like open connectors. Like, dude, I can do this all day. Nothing's gonna happen. Okay. Z-limit installs on the left, the other on the right. So this block goes here, and this one goes over here. And these are 3mm hex screws. There we go. That is a non-adjustable drop in. There we go. A non-adjustable end stop. Seems like it. Oh, there's some slight adjustability there. Yeah. There you go. It's gonna be interesting how to set like the Z height on this guy. It doesn't seem like there's any sort of real adjustability other than these 2 screws that you open up and then slide the end stop up and down slightly. Yeah, so again, price of this machine is 350-ish euros, dollars, whatever. I think that includes shipping on Gearbest. Again, there is a sale right now where it's like 15% off or so. But if you check the video description, there's also like a 12% coupon code for everything on their site. The way it works is if you use that coupon code right now while the printer is still on sale with those 15%, the 12% will actually override that. So you're going to pay more if you use that coupon now, but if you use it within or after like 24 hours in a day or two, when that sale is over, then that 12% is going to save you a bit from the stock price too. Okay, bracket is on. This bracket is solid. That's not going anywhere. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is really solid. Holy crap! It doesn't look like much, but I mean there is a bit of vibration. Like it does rock back and forth a bit, but really no issue. By the way, I left out these supposedly locking washers. These guys, but they do more harm than they do good. These have been proven ineffective time after time again, and they don't really do anything. If anything, they add springiness to the connection, which you don't want. So yeah, I'd rather have it tightened up hard. Okay, next install two fixed blocks, limit installs on the left. Got that, the other on the right. Connect motor and limit lines. Connect nozzle and hotbed interfaces. Okay, so plug everything in. Where do we put the electronics? Right there. I'm gonna have to check out. Thank you, 3D print Jesus. I'm gonna have to check out what this thing looks like inside, how the wiring looks, etc. Because there are huge differences of what these boxes look like on the inside. Whether you know that the wiring is all neat and tidy, or whether it's just a huge mess on the inside. We'll check that out for the review. But yeah, one thing you can see is that the hot end fan is in the bottom here, so it is an actively cooled power supply, which is good for reliability. You do want something that is cooled, especially with a heated bed that is this large. Okay, how do we set this up? I'm guessing like this is, no, let's rotate it around. I'm just thinking about how I can align this with the camera and show you guys what's going on without blocking myself from working on it. Oops, we just lost an end cap. That is a 3D printed cap. Let's pop that right back in. There. This is actually one of the larger printers that I've had on a live stream yet. Let's see, that picks up the display right there. That is good. So I am really tight on space, but okay, we can always move this around. So bunch of wire harnesses right there. These do have some labels on them, Y, Z, X, X, and there's some 3 pins and some 4-pin connectors. Some blurry ones. Oh. These are both labeled X, and I guess one is the end stop and the other is the motor, but that's the way it would make sense. And they're split into 3 different wire runs. And that is X and E. Big man, thanks for the tip. Jesus needs a can of 3 Magic Rock Salty Kiss. What? Is that some sort of a quote? Power supply on the left. Okay. Thanks for the tip, man. Appreciate it. Power supply on the left. Okay. Okay. Let's plug this stuff in. So, that camera is crap. I should just plop up like an Econ H9. I have one of those action cams, those $40 cheapo cams. I should just plop one of those up there instead of the crappy HP webcam. Connector 1. These are keyed, right? Yes, they are keyed. So there's only one way to plug them in, even if the connector unscrews while we're at it. Ooh, that connector rotates in the metal housing. That's not great. The pug that comes with a CR-10, they did not include a pug for me. I wish they did. I could use a new dog. That sounded wrong, but they did not include a pug, but they did include a plug for Europe, or the European. I don't know where exactly this is used, but that's the one plug I need. You can choose on the Gearbest side if you want to get the Europe, German, whatever. This style of plug versus the US smiley face plug. I guess that's the official name, right? What do they do with this? We've run out of instructions. There's nothing really left for us to do, it seems. Connect nozzle and hotbed interfaces. Okay, so plug stuff in. Preparing. Install parts, finish. Okay. So, was that loud? Yeah, the back of the housing here just has the regular IEC connector. So if you did get the one with the wrong cord, just grab a spare computer power supply cord, and that should work. You guys are gonna keep spamming the 110 230 volt thing. Well, I already checked that. That was one of the very first things I checked when I took it out of the box, because that is like a notoriously dangerous thing to overlook. It looks like that's like the M3 screws we had, but they aren't packaged separately. There are no separate M3 screws included here. So maybe I'm just gonna use these stump screws. That looks about right. Yeah, and that fits. One is yeah, someone's asking what the difference is between the two linked CR10s in the description. I might have put the wrong link for them in somewhere. I don't know. If they're both blue or both yellow, then it's going to be the same thing. This isn't 220, just by the way. But there is a blue and a yellow version. You might just have to search on Gearbest again to get the correct color you want. Okay. Got that on, got the box plugged in, got the spool mount. Let's plug in the rest of the wiring. Where did those go? Right over here. Okay. Extruder up here. There we go. And that is Z. That's not what we want. Y, and this is the EX. This way. So far, no wire management to be seen. It's pretty all over the place. But at least it's sleeved in this nylon mesh, so it is going to be kept in one place. Where's the end stop? There it is. Okay, I'll have to wander around. While I do that, you can't escape. Thanks for the $5. Could you do a video for burning a bootloader to the melty and flashing Marlin? As an ISP, and it scrolled by. I might do that. It's very specific, just flashing to the CR10. But the thing is, a lot of the cheaper cheaper machines do have a board that does not by default let you upload firmware through Arduino, including, I believe, like the Hobby King Mini Fabricator 2, like the new Tiny Boy copy, clone, whatever it is. That one also does not have a, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not like confusing two different models, a platform that doesn't let you upload anything. Also, the Malian, like the new One How clones, they also have somewhat locked boards. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. And the last one, Z or Z, or wherever you're from, whichever pronunciation you prefer, that just goes down here. These are just, foolproof connectors, basically. They are, I should have plugged that in first. They are keyed, so you cannot plug them in backwards. And if you did, the only thing that would happen is that the motor turned the wrong way. Oh no, the LCD lit up, now it's broken. They're not that sensitive, these drivers. Come on. Should have grabbed some pliers, maybe. There you go. But if I can use my fingers, and those are gonna make me happy too. Okay, got that plugged in. Got that. I think we're basically ready to power stuff up. Anything else the manual says? Install parts, we did that. So filament is going to go through this guy somewhere. I suppose. No, hold on. Do have to plug that in. That goes up here, and then this is not in the manual, so yeah, forget about that. The other side right here, where does this guy plug in right here? Feels like it, but feels like it should. Or is this just a spare they're giving us? So we did get another, oh, this is the exact length. Okay, and this hole right here, this opening right here, that is not the right size to jam a Teflon tube in, so that is just going to get the filament fed straight into it. Okay. That should be it. People are asking whether this is from AliExpress. No, this one was sent to me by Gearbest, which is the links in the video description. The one on AliExpress is like what they're calling the official, there we go, the official Creality store, but the one from Gearbest obviously is just as official. We need some fill. We have just the thing. We have the perfect filament for this. Cool. So we're going to load that in a second. Dude, as a tech nerd, you should know what correct footwear to sport. Come on. Okay. We do have everything connected. How long has the stream been going on for? An hour. Wow. I didn't realize it was that slow. Birkin socks. Ooh. It's alive. It's alive. Look at that. Nice screen. Nice blurry screen. That's actually nice and bright. I do like that. Let's take that off. Oh yeah. Mmm. Okay. Liking that screen. So over here we have SD and USB. People are telling me to print the cat. I do know what to expect from the cat. Though I do have hopes that they've actually fixed that. Kingston. Supposedly that is a Kingston card. Kingston 8GB micro SD. Where is focus? Somewhere. Not sure if that is a genuine Kingston, but whatever. If it works, it's gonna be good enough for this. Which way? Upside down? Yeah! Yes. No SD inserted message. Okay. No card. Cool. No card. Do we have to power cycle this for the for the cat to, or for the card to detect? This is straight from the card reader. I don't know if there's supposed to be any other. Ah, here we go. Oh, we do have to reinitialize it. Okay. This knob, by the way, is interesting. It's really large and bulky. Print from SD. CR-10 and then something. What's the D and what's the non-D? Does anyone know that? Init SD. Yeah, I don't have to do that on any other printer. What? What is this? Laosio Mojic? What? Guys. Hold on. At least that the scroll direction is correct. Okay. Model printing. There's nothing in here. There. Reference data? Nope. Ooh, there's operating CAD G-code. There we go. Should we try that? Isn't it still? I'm hoping that's gonna be like this one. I'm hoping that would be like the same file as this one. That's the Malian sample file. It would be pretty cool if it is. But yeah, we do have that cat.g code. We found it. Okay, but first, I feel like we're gonna need to set the Z height somehow, because this is just, you know, unboxed, screwed together, nothing calibrated yet. So that's something we will need to do first. Let's see, do we have some sort of an assistant for that? Prepare. Nah, okay. So that is going to be manual. What is low Z-axis? Performance 3P, thanks for the $10. Asking any special plans for when you reach 100,000 subscribers. Any thoughts on the Dude Wi-Fi? Any plans to review one? Yes, and yes. The CAD G-code is corrupt. People are saying, I know that. I know it's supposed to be corrupt. Though my hopes are that they fix that in the meantime. How do we... There. Z-height leveling, yes. We're homing it. We're doing that right now. The cat is confirmed corrupt on some SD cards. Joel's was not. Yeah, so apparently they have fixed the G-code, the cat G-code on the newer printers, and if Joel's was fixed, correct, whatever, then I think mine should be too, since I did get my printer after Joel received his. My link points to the yellow one. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it as soon as this thing starts printing. Okay, that is quite high up. Okay, let's get this thing snuck up on here. Okay, that's locked in place. Ooh, do we have to... Oh yeah, look at that. We do have to adjust this one as well, because that is loose as yes, something. There might be kids watching. Okay, so this one we did not snug up yet. We did snug up the bed, and let's actually check this side. Yeah, so the X-axis does feel better now that everything is screwed down. Okay. Mic is on my glasses, correct, so my voice is a lot louder than everything else around here. If I did put an external mic here, it would be a lot louder. It's not annoyingly loud. It is not like a whine or anything. It's just fans that are blowing. There's a large fan on the printhead here, and there's also a fan on the power supply in the box. So that is making a bit of noise, but it's not annoying or anything. Okay. Okay. What we're going to do is snug this thing up and try to adjust the Z height, because let's see if we can zoom in here. If I tilt this back a bit, you can see there's like 5 millimeters at least. 5 millimeters of space between here. So let's see how we can go about adjusting that. Yours is completely quiet? What? Okay. So there's our Z-axis end stop, and it appears. So that's what I noticed when assembling this. It appears that this plate right here that mounts the end stop right there can actually slide up and down. So let's loosen that up again and drop it down just a tiny bit. Well, like 5 millimeters or so. Yeah, why did I tighten this up so much? Can we actually? Yeah, not enough. Okay, let's drop this down as much as possible and do the rest with the bed adjustment screws, I guess. That's going to be our only other option for that. I was hoping I would be able to do like a coarse adjustment on these, or on the end stop first, and then move on to the individual bed screws, because I don't want to undo those spring loaded screws too much. But that's just what it's gonna have to be. Okay, so let's do that. Let's use the bill of materials for that. So I do want to have the spring clips on the bed, because that might like deform a few things, just to have it nicely tucked down. And because this is all about your point of view, I will also drop down this camera a bit to give you a better view of the entire situation. Hopefully not making you seasick in the progress. In the process. How to English. There it is. Okay, nozzle bed, and there are our adjustment screws down here. It's actually, let's move around. So obviously you will need to use a bit of trickery. Okay, these springs are. Can you see the springs down there? Yeah, kind of. These springs were completely compressed. So I guess that is a good factory setting, just to play it safe and to play it, you know, on the as far away as possible side. Oh wait. That's not something that's supposed to peel off. Yeah. So I'm just gonna get this in the right ballpark for now. That feels about right. It feels like it's touching. And I'm then gonna move on to the next corner, because as we adjust one corner, it is going to influence the other one. So it's no use just trying to. Did I home again? No, I did not. I will need to do that. But the end stop actually didn't move. The end stop is still triggered. Check out this side again with the end stop right there. Right there, that's the end stop. Yeah, okay. I hear it clicking, but it didn't move. Spring color is painted. Yes, it is. Let's rehome real quick. Prepare. Move. Oh, you can't move Z by 10 millimeters. Move Z up. And then auto home. Okay, now the screen is starting to bleed out. It does have a heated bed. Yes, it does have a heated bed. Tighten up the x-axis rollers. Good point. Good point. Because that might influence the adjustment process too. So this guy right here, this has 2 rollers on them, which you can see. 2 rollers on top and 1 roller on the bottom. The bottom one is the adjustable one. The top one is, or the top ones are the ones that are fixed. My nozzle is digging into the bed. Yeah, come on. It's interesting when you go move Z and it just scrolls up to 250, 300, 400, 420. You can move it up to 420 millimeters. Are you the only one that dislikes the beeping on the LCD? I don't like it either. I usually disconnect the buzzers. Yo, 420 millimeters. You know what's up, guys. Okay. So, just reset the printer, turned off power real quick, so that it don't have to wait for this thing to complete its move. Let's see, that's tight. Perfect, that was easy enough. And it's, ooh, okay. So the problem here is not just that the yeah, this thing is completely loose. It's not just that the wheel wasn't tight, but like the entire wheel wasn't screwed on tightly. There is a nut in here almost touching the hot end. I'm gonna have to see if I can actually tighten this up without having to dig in there. Because you do want to tighten up this screw going through the wheel, or it's just going to come loose on its own again. This hex key doesn't go in far enough. Okay. Feels good, feels good. At least that feels better now. How sturdy is the frame? Yeah, the frame is sturdy. The frame is actually really sturdy. It doesn't look like it's a whole lot of material. I've had printers that used a lot more material than this. And were a lot floppier, but this guy is just screwed through the ends. Through the top profile right here. There are 2 screws right there, you can see those. There's one beam going across, there's a 20 millimeter beam and a 20 by 40 millimeter beam going to the bottom, and this is screwed in tight on the top and on the bottom, and this thing is, you know, I'm pressing hard here, this isn't going anywhere. So, quite a sturdy frame. Again, quite a lot sturdier than some other printers of this size and price range. And so far, quite a, well, still obviously a Chinese package, but quite a convincing one so far. Printable Simple V2 review, yes, coming soon. What happened to the D7? Didn't get the time to play with it yet, to troubleshoot it yet, but we'll do soon-ish. I made you thirsty? Sour lemonade. Can you just feel your mouth tensing up? It's like, you know, biting into a lemonade effect. Biting into a lemon effect. It's good stuff. Okay, let's roughly re-level this one. Okay, can we turn off the motors? Control? Motion? Yeah. Disable steppers, there we go. So now we can slide this thing around by hand, slowly, so that we don't break the stepper drivers. Someone's asking what sort of limo that is, or lemonade that is. It's just, you know, you go to the store, you buy some sugar and lemon juice, you mix it together and you get lemonade. Or you can buy the lemons and squeeze them yourself. That's literally all there is to lemonade. Similar to the Venemon K8200, kinda, maybe, kind of, yeah, I guess. Okay, that feels good. I did adjust the other corner slightly because, again, with four leveling spots. Oh, that is way off. That camera's perspective is pretty great, actually. With 4 leveling spots, you do have to go back and forth a bit and just feel your way to the correct height. Okay, so that corner feels good. Let's actually move back to the front. I can feel something being slightly bowed, actually. So it is loose up front. It's pretty tight in the center here. So this is loose. This is tight. This is loose again. But it might also just be these ripples on the surface. Nope, this way. Oh, I guess we can see them. We can see them right here. These ripples here. These yeah, where the tape just stood up. This might be throwing off the measurement in the center here. So here we go. Those corners feel good. Okay, the entire thing is vibrating and buzzing, by the way. I suppose from the fan on the tool head. So that is spinning quite rigorously. Okay, that feels good. Let's check the center. And that also feels... It feels good. So you do have to use a bit of common sense when using like the paper method for different size printers, because this is a rather large machine and does have the... I can show you. It does have the x-axis only supported on this side, so there's only a spindle on this side. This side can go up and down freely. Just the pressure of that paper is actually going to push the axis up ever so slightly and also bend the bed down, and this is also a slightly springy bed. So for a printer this large, you do have to, adjust your tension, your feel. So as soon as the nozzle just slightly scrapes the paper, you will probably be okay as far as height goes. With a smaller, more rigid printer, well, rigid as far as the bed and the x-axis goes, you will need a bit more pressure to get it to zero than with this size or this type of machine. Okay. What do we have? We have the bed leveled, we have the machine assembled, we have stuff connected. We do need to load some filament. I'm gonna use the Beta PLA Electric Blue Special Edition, basically. Let's use these snips right there. So we don't have a load filament point in the menu, so I'm just gonna assume we do have to do it manually. Yeah. Okay, back it out a bit and let's preheat this guy. Right here. Good enough. Yeah, so if it doesn't stick to this tape, I am gonna go straight to glass. As suggested, straight to glass. I don't like pure dead stream. What? Nah. Back again. Okay. What? YouTube. What are you doing to me? I don't like printing straight to glass. If it's just pure glass, I find that to be very sensitive to just, you know, your finger grease, etc. You do have to wipe it down before every print. You do have to make sure it is meticulously clean, and sometimes when you're just printing PLA, it doesn't stick well enough, I feel. So I've actually moved to just using any sort of specialty adhesive on glass. If it's 3D lac or something, that stuff is just always gonna stick. Notice you? Why? Okay, this is heated up supposedly. Let's move it up slightly. Do we have it turned off? Yes. Okay. And let's see how we can... Yeah. I don't like the filament path here. I do have to say I am also running out of desk space here, but the filament path is like, yeah, and then right back in. So this is quite tight. If I flip the spool around, maybe we can get like an underslung... see, but then it's unwinding from the side, so... Has to be right here, right in that exact spot. That could work, but as the not too cool. But yeah, good enough for loading. Good enough for now. So let's just squeeze that in. Oh yeah, there's our filament. There's some black in there, so I guess they tested this thing with some sort of a black PLA. And we get the... turn the spool holder, flip it the other way. That's actually a good point. I might do that during the print. Cool, there's some black coming out along with it. But, yeah. Push the control box a bit further to the front. I hate to tell you this, but this is where the table ends. There is nothing more to push it forward. Okay, but I will turn this guy. It's like 45 degrees or something. There we go. And just to give this a bit more space. Cool. Not sure if it... Yeah, of course now the camera's not going to pick that up anymore, but let's start the print. Should we start the cat? Should we do that? Why don't I remove the tape? Did they actually print the extrusion caps on this very machine? That would be interesting. So, and the camera setup is ruined. Yeah, whatever. Actually no. Hold on. Oh yeah, we can still get this over here. Cool. Perfect. We can go to print from SD. So where was this? Oh, now it's only showing this folder. That is interesting. Oh, no, okay, it's nested. That was the English one, I suppose. And that was in Model. Yes, cat G code. Should we print that? The cat is corrupt, the cat is not corrupt. Always lost its hat. Whatever. So it's heating the bed to 50 degrees. It's at 20 right now. Fan is at 1%. That is interesting. Or is that 1% progress? That's fan, I think. Feed rate 100. Yeah, progress is here. 185. 185 is actually pretty cool for this PLA, but the hot end temperature might come with an offset since this is actually extruding quite well. Where's our perspective? There we go. The filament is extruding quite well. Usually I print it at 210. It's like an E3D setup. I usually print that exact filament at 210. This is dust filament. But if 185 is what this printer needs, then so be it. Okay, it looks like we're printing. It looks like we're heating. Temperature is... heated bed is not doing a whole lot. It's not really heating up quickly, but well, yeah, the cat's G code is supposedly not corrupt on the newer SD cards anymore. If it is, we are at least gonna get a print, even if it's like headless, etc. Okay, yeah. Print and see what happens. That is exactly what we're gonna do. How long did it take to ship? I think like two weeks, 1 week, including preparation, etc. But this thing did come out. This thing did get shipped from a German warehouse. It might be just a logistics company that like defers shipping for the last. How do you call that? Like they ship it on a container and then you have a different company doing like the last mile basically. Let's see, this thing did get shipped out from Thousand Shores, CO Hermes, Germany. So yeah, from Düsseldorf. So Wilrich. What? So it did get shipped from Germany to Germany. Typically though, I think these get shipped from China directly. So it might take a bit longer to get to you. 41 degrees on the bed. We're getting there. It's yeah, on the bottom it's getting warm. I don't think, just because this is such a large bed and you're not going to fit a power supply in here that is powerful enough to pump this to over 100 degrees. I don't think this is going to be a bed that like gets up to a decent temperature quickly. If you use the right adhesive, you might be, or you are going to be able to print like PTGs. That shouldn't be a problem. PLAs are also going to work just absolutely fine. ABS, I don't know if you want to be printing ABS these days, but ABS might also work with the right adhesive on here. So yeah, firmware based on Marlin, yes, definitely. MOSFET at sucker, well, it already has a MOSFET in there. And when will Filween 2.0 start? Next weekend. I did have to tweak a few things. There were a few details in the test that I didn't expect that were delaying stuff. Like I did leave a comment on the original video, so if you scroll down you see my explanation. But basically, I couldn't break some of the parts I designed, so it's going to be like, you know, another week. I am going to cross-reference a few filaments with that. So every Saturday. How do you adjust motor current? I don't know. I'll have to take this thing apart, which I don't want to do right now. How rigid is the frame? Very rigid. I already answered that like 2 or 3 times. Okay, heating. We are at 50 degrees on the bed and at 1. Okay, now it's stepping up to 200. That's interesting. Okay, so right now that we are at 50 degrees on the bed, it is heating the nozzle to 200. So I think it just turned off the nozzle entirely, or it didn't issue a new heating command while it was still heating the bed, and then gave out or had included in the G code, I guess, the final temperature. So 200 is going to be fine for this. Right. How did they make the frame so rigid? Let me just point that out again. There's why. There's a very tiny beam up top here and quite small beams on the side, but there are screws through the end that screw into these vertical beams. So yeah. And on the bottom as well, and there are some extra T's down here. It's just... Ooh, that is going at it quite well. We're not quite getting enough filament, and it looks like also looks like the bed is just way too far up. I'm feeling that might be a case of bed bowing, where as the bed heats up, it kind of bows into one direction just because like thermal expansion, etc. We're gonna stop that, or actually we're not gonna stop that. I'm just gonna live adjust the bed. I wish we were running a bit more of a modern setup, but this is what live adjusting looks like. Bit more, and this is also in the very center where, yeah. Okay, better. In the very center where the tape is just a complete mess. So that's stopped. That did turn the motors off. There we go. That is... Okay, so this side, this is how it started. This is the live tune. This looks a lot better. Let's just scrape it off. Okay, of course it is still hot, so now it's not coming off voluntarily. I'll just push down the tape while we're at it. Or we're making nicks in it. I mean, I'm not planning on using this tape for long, so I don't really care about ripping it up right now. I'm just gonna leave that tiny patch on there and just print right over it again. Why did I level the cold bed? Because I didn't expect this thing to warp by a millimeter. That's why I leveled the cold bed. Come on. Could the bed be replaced with something like the Pusha bed? I guess it could be, but why would you? This is a much larger one. So yeah. Can I do an ANET A8 upgrade list? I don't even have an ANET A8. Nobody has. A few companies have promised to ship me one, but nobody has done it yet. So if I had one, I could maybe do it, but I don't have one. So everyone asking about the ANET A8. Well, if, for example, Gearbest, yeah, had shipped me an ANET A8 like they had promised me a while ago, then I could compare it to that. But I don't have one, so I don't have an opinion on the ANET A8. Yeah, okay, just. Is this S4 or original? What? CR-10 bed using unusual size. Okay. So, That's looking good. I mean, it did start at quite a pace for the first layer. But it's actually a decent, a regular pace. I'd not call that too fast or too slow or anything. It's just, it is very decent. So printer noisiness wise, it is audible. The motors are not too annoyingly loud. They're actually quite silent overall. So far, there's no resonance, no screaming of the machine or anything. It's running rather low accelerations, which it needs to, because again, the bed is just this massive aluminum sheet plus the glass on top. But yeah, so far so good. I do like that they are using low accelerations, because first of all, it means print quality is going to be better, and second of all, well, it's probably necessary for reliability with this huge bed. It's $400 worth for this. This is not a review. Ha! Well, just to reiterate this is the live unboxing. This is not a review so far. Okay, let me just recap what my feelings on this machine are so far. Again, this is not a finally definitive summary. I was expecting a few things, and they were mostly confirmed. So, first of all, where did I put the manual? The manual, total crap. Well, kind of. You don't need a lot of manual. You don't need a lot of instruction to assemble this thing. The ones that are included aren't great. But, you know, if you have like a bit of common sense, you should be able to put this thing together. Mechanics wise, build wise, you do have to tighten the open build style rails. You do have to do that. Once you do that, it's really solid. The entire build of the machine, like the Z-axis frame right here, that is also very, very solid. Other than that, I mean, it's a really simple machine. I will have to take a look inside the electronics, whether that is done in a way where I'm comfortable running the machine without me standing next to it. But yeah, I mean, for $400, for $350, cameras are out of sync, slightly maybe, yeah. But for $350, I've seen worse. I've definitely seen worse. Again, it is a very, very simplistic machine. It's, you know, it's a very bare bones machine. You don't get any sort of auto leveling. You $350. How much does it? Come on. You don't get any sort of auto leveling. You don't get any Wi-Fi, whatever. You have a, I don't even know what sort of hot in this is. Probably some, I don't know. This looks like a tiny heatsink up there. Some sort of a hot end. You know, it's all very basic components. But it works as of right now. I will need to do a few larger prints, a few bigger ones and longer ones, just to get the sense of reliability and quality, and do a few tests on it. But I mean, so far so good. A lot of upgrade potential. Maybe. It's not the worst platform to start off from, so wouldn't it be better to have the extruder on the other side? No, not really. This is the cat from the SD. Yes, this is the cat from the SD. Some say it is corrupt, some say it is not. I say let's try it and see what happens. Can I put a beal touch on it? I don't know. The thing is, so as some have pointed out, the firmware on here is not as easily updatable as on some other platforms, on some other boards. You will need to like reflash the entire Arduino. You will need to reflash the bootloader using another Arduino. So that is like a prerequisite to change anything about this machine. So anything that is like auto leveling or beal touch or dual head, etc., 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 you will need to change the firmware, and you will need to get into that electronics, well, workaround mod, let's call it mod, into the electronics mod, where you basically reflash the bootloader on the Arduino in here. I don't know what hardware is in here exactly. If it's a Melzi, it's going to be, you know, a super simple board. It should have, you should be able to reuse a few pins, like the Z end stop. You should be able to reuse that for a bed probe, so that is definitely an option. But I'm not sure if the Melzi will support any sort of dual extrusion. Does it only print from SD or via LAN? Also, it only prints from SD or through USB, so you can connect it to that on here. So over here, there's the micro SD slot and a mini USB B or mini B USB connector right here. So you can hook it up to your PC. You can hook up a Raspberry Pi and use it with Octoprint. But it does not have anything like networking wise built in. Someone wants me to compare it against the Tivo Tarantula. I'm not sure about the Tarantula. I've not touched that thing yet, but I do have a Black Widow, and I would go for, so far I would go for the CR-10 each day, every day. I you know, hands down, this is the better printer. Sorry guys, but that's just how it is. How do I feel about flex filaments and the tube? ACP Kellen, do you want me to ban you or something? Joel Drive is asking, how do you feel about flex filament and the tube extruder? So tube extruder, the correct terminology for that would be Bowden extruder, which means you have awful camera work, but you have the extruder back here. You feed the filament in from this end right here. You feed it in. The extruder gear is actually here, the extruder motor is here, and the only thing connecting them is this white Teflon tube, which means as the extruder applies pressure here, that same pressure is going to go into the hot end and feed the filament in. It is, you know, this sort of a setup is great because it makes this carriage really light. It doesn't have to lug around this heavy motor back here. But of course it also means you do have filament under tension, so under pressure basically, for this entire length. That isn't great for flexibles. That's just one of the things you cannot do for mods doing the work. Thanks a lot for that, by the way. Flexibles is just something that a Bowden setup like this, even though it is a relatively short Bowden, it just limits whether you can print it at all and how fast you can print it. Usually you can do it. You're not going to be able to, I mean, especially with 1.75mm filaments, so the thinner versions of our regular filament, which is this smaller 1.75mm stuff, that is just not going to work as well with flexibles, especially in a Bowden setup like this, as the thicker 3mm filament. But 1.75 is just what we have these days. You're not going to be able to print. Where did I put them? I just had them yesterday, a minute ago. Yeah. Let's just grab these Ninja Tech filaments for reference. So what is this? This is Ninja Flex, the classic Ninja Flex, the original. Let me just put it back here. Well, we're back here. Why is it visible? I don't know. So this stuff is fairly flexible. It's really bendy and stuff. This is probably going to be the flexiest, the bendiest you are going to be able to print with this, if at all. Go really slow. Maybe this might work, but I'm not too confident about this. And this stuff, you know, if you print like a 3D Benchy with regular infill settings, I actually do have one somewhere right here. That is a Ninja Flex 3D Benchy. It's gonna end up fairly flexible, but this is printed with regular infill. If it was using thinner walls, etc., it would be a lot more flexible too. So that might not be how, you know, that might not work out. But let's see, we have something like Ninja Tech Cheetah, which is a slightly harder one. It's not quite as stretchy, but it is still flexible. It is still you know, something with the right settings that is going to turn out quite soft. That might be printable on this machine with fairly regular settings. So there is always going to be an option for you, even if it's not the super the absolutely most flexible stuff. Someone's asking, is this 100% infill? So far it's doing 100% infill. Yes, that is correct. Can't really see it from the top, but it is doing 100% infill. There seems to be a gap between the outer wall and the infill. The only problem is I can't really show you. Because the tool head is in the way. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. There we go, adjusted focus. You can kind of see the gap. But so far it's looking like 100% infill. It might just be the first few layers that do this though. Though first few is relative. We are at 2.2 millimeters in the Z direction, so not exactly sure what they're doing here. Let's work through chat. Michael Helvenstein. Sorry, butchered that. Is asking what are the benefits of moving such a large bed in the Y direction? There are no real benefits to it. It's just simpler to build than having this thing move in the Z direction and then some sort of a XY gantry up here. This sort of a setup is the simplest and cheapest way you can build a 3D printer, basically. Is it doing infill now? No, it's doing perimeters. Okay. This sort of setup is just really simple and really easy to build. There's no real mechanical advantage. There are actually quite a few disadvantages to having such a large moving bed, but it works for the most part. Massive X 2000 is saying Semiflex is TPU, Ninja Flex is TPE. The TPE and TPU is actually the same thing. So TPU is thermoplastic urethane, which is a subgroup of TPE, which is just the generic word for thermoplastic elastomer. And you know, a urethane is an elastomer. It is an elastic polymer. So yeah, every TPU is also a TPE. TPE is just the generic family name for those. Let's scroll down. Bolton Bass, thanks for the £2. Does the frame vibrate like an unmodded tarantula? I mean, no. There are no vibrations. There is none. I mean, nothing. There's absolutely nothing vibrating. There's nothing rattling. There is no. Okay, I did tighten up the wheels, so this is at an odd height. I did tighten up all the wheels. Well, not the ones on the X ends, but the ones on the Y and the X axis. I did tighten up those wheels. Those are tight. The frame is super solid. There is nothing that rattles, that shakes around, that oscillates. Solid. Scroll. The cat is hollow. Yes, it is actually. Now it is. It is actually at the hollow part. How much time does the LCD say? LCD says 17 minutes, but it doesn't have a percentile progress indicator or anything. Where is the... There you go. Okay. Thanks for the tip, Joel. Best of luck with your hopefully non-headless cat. Well, let's see. I mean, you're saying it's working out. You're saying it's a G-code that works now, and I kind of trust you most of the time. No, I trust you on that. Let's just see. Thanks. So much going on in chat. I missed the tip. What? No, didn't. Caught up on that. Is that head and heat block the same as the Tronxy X3? No idea. I don't have a Tronxy X3. Bum. Worst printer I've tested? I can think of a few. Yeah, so again, while this thing is printing, I guess I can swap the I can switch the this guy around. But let me just ask all of you in chat, since you know you are here, you obviously care about these sort of topics. I don't know where to start. I feel like I have to do a separate video on this entire topic. But with these cheap printers, I touched on that a bit earlier in the stream. But with these cheap printers, I feel like there is this expectation from the community behind these machines. So Facebook groups in particular. With the TiVo machines, with the CR-10, not so much yet. But obviously, I guess I'll feel that that coming my way when I do it wrong. But I feel like there is this expectation that I should make like exceptions to my regular testing rules because it is a cheap printer, because it is a TiVo, because it is a cheap Creality machine. You see, usually I test these machines with zero or as little tweaking as possible from my side. I don't do any mods to them, I don't add any frame stiffeners, I don't like upgrade the hot end to an E3D, I don't tweak the firmware and reflash it with some community firmware. I use as much of the manufacturer's settings as possible with the cheap and the more expensive ones. On the cheap ones, obviously that is going to lead to prints that aren't that great, and it's going to lead to an experience that isn't that great because out of the box the machine isn't that great. What makes it great is all the work you put into it and all the mods you do. And the thing is, if I put the same effort that is expected from me or from that some people expect from me to put into the cheaper machines, if I put that sort of effort into every other machine as well, then we just have perfect machines. We just have, 10 out of 10 machines all the time. I think, if you put that sort of effort into a machine that is already a good base, then you're gonna end up with something that is like mind-bogglingly good. If you put the effort into this thing, it's already quite a solid machine to start, but you're also gonna end up with a great machine. But that's sort of the price difference you start out with. This is a $350 printer. For that, I think it's pretty good. It might not be perfect. Of course, with a few mods, you can make that happen maybe. But it's that trade-off. You do have to either invest your time, or you have to invest the money up front to have the manufacturer do it for you. So the question for you guys watching right now, let me switch this to me, because I think this is kind of important. The question for you guys is, how do you want me to approach the review for this machine? Should I go in and do all the mods and follow all the community guides and like turn this into the community edition CR-10 and like spend the next 2 weeks doing nothing but mods and tweaks and tunes on this machine? Or should I apply the same set of rules for all and just test it as is? Yeah, because that's what I feel I should be doing. Just testing it as is, using some slicer profile that I give the machine dimensions, and just check out how the machine itself performs, instead of modding it and turning it into something else. So yeah, why not both? Because it's just, the other thing is, modding a machine, for me as somebody who makes videos about stuff he does, modding stuff is a lot of work too for me. If you're doing it as a hobby, that's fine, that is okay. But if I do mods to this, I want to document it. And if I do like all the mods to all the machines all the time, I'd have like 2, 3, 4 weeks of content just about this machine, and then be able to do something else. In the same 3 weeks, I'd be able to cover like, I don't know, 4 or 5 other topics. So yeah. Don't worry about chat racing by. I will look at the records. I do appreciate your input, even though it is scrolling by too fast. Let me see. Both, same testing for all. The thing is, this topic is why I have not reviewed the TiVo machines yet. And that is exactly why I'm bringing it up. I do have the little monster, I do have the Black Widow, and that community behind those machines in particular kind of, at least that's what I feel like, kind of demanded me to do all those mods and to follow the 100-page community guide first before even daring to do anything else on that machine. So, but yeah, tweak settings, no hardware. Yeah, but it's not a TiVo only, it's not a Creality only, it's something that is, ANET, Tronxy, all those things. And the thing that's like the general vibe I'm getting from a lot of these cheaper machines. Everything's scrolling so fast. Okay, show printers as is. Every 3D printer needs tweaking anyways. I would disagree with that actually. I've had a few 3D printers that I just used without any tweaking. Like you kind of see in the background there. There's a Mark II. I'm literally still using the Mark IIs with the exact stock profiles in Slick3R. I've not done any hardware modding to them. I'm still just using the PI. That's a machine that works great out of the box. This one with just a different bed surface to make it reliable. This could also be a great machine out of the box. The Ultimaker, same thing. QR default profiles work great as is. and you know, you know what I'm getting at, okay? So feedback appreciated. And I'm gonna have you guys fight that out in chat. While you do that, I'm gonna take a quick look at the links in the video description. I'm gonna fix those. I'm gonna put the correct ones. I'm gonna put the correct ones in there. Nope. Stop playing. No. Hotkeys. Okay. YouTube tabs. Cool. Nightbot. Is Nightbot here? Hoping he is. Didn't you increase the voltage on the Mark II? I did on one. But other than that, it you know, it works without that mod. Any chances of a Pellet Plus review? I'll have to get in touch with Pellet then. Nightbot isn't here. I was wondering about that. Before and after improvements and mods, yeah. The thing is, I feel like mod videos, especially for popular machines like this one, or the ANETs or Trunks machines, etc., they would be fairly popular videos. So it would make from an effort to reward, as in views, perspective, it would make sense to make those videos. But then again, I am working on getting my external video editor just integrated into the process. Maybe once that is all set up and you know, working well, maybe we can think about doing a few videos on that. Deal? Thanks for the $5 tip, Jason. Saying use community recommended mods. Account for time you put into it at a set cost per hour to compare apples to apples. So that brings up an interesting point. If you're gonna go with a set hourly rate, like what would I use for that? If I go with my hourly consulting rate, then you know, an ANET 8 is going to end up costing more than an Ultimaker 3 extended. If I go with minimum wage, then sure. Yeah, you know, that's going to be different. That's also the thing, you know. Everyone values their time differently. Everyone, you know, some people enjoy doing those mods. For some, it is an integral process or integral part of the 3D printer experience, which I don't disagree with. I just feel like you have to point that out very clearly, that if that is something you have to do for the machine, then you should account for it in the review and go, okay, out of the box it is whatever it is, and you do have to invest not only the $200, let's say $200 for the machine, but you also have to invest those 50 hours to tune it to your specs. Okay, we got Nightbot. Just give me a second here. CAD is actually printing relatively slow. Looks like they actually hollowed out the model and then sliced it like that instead of going with actual perimeters. I see that there are some outer perimeters and then some infill between the inner and outer inner perimeters. And yeah. Someone was asking, yeah, what print speed is it running? I guess it's like the accelerations do take out a lot of speed. That's something you do have to keep in mind. Accelerations plus retracts take out a lot of speed out of these moves. It's probably around 40 or 50 millimeters a second net. Sign in. You guys were saying the blue one was missing, the blue CR-10. Let's fix that. Jorgen, thanks for the 50 Danish krones tip, much appreciated. Should we start like another Danish versus Swedish versus who else uses krones? I don't know. Tip off? I don't know. Let's see, actually that's the wrong one. Yeah, so people were saying that if this thing fails, it's going to fail at a much higher or much later height. Thoughts on the Kodama Obsidian? Well, it's a crowdfunding campaign, it's a Kickstarter. You're gonna get whatever they think you should get. And my approach towards Kickstarters and crowdfunding stuff has always been like, yeah, fine. If it's like $99 now, that is a marketing price. That is a promotional price. It's not a $99 printer. It's like a $99 promotion act, basically. So, yeah, we'll have to see how much it really ends up costing and how well it performs for that. And the machine you get right now is going to be different to, or the machine they're showing now is most likely going to be different to the one they're going to be delivering. So CR-10 blue, create link. Blue, okay. Why am I not watching football, aka soccer? I don't know. Not really into that. Yellow, blue. Save. Okay, theoretically the link in the video description should take you to the correct blue CR-10 now. Let me check. It might still be like in cache somewhere. CR-10 blue. Ah. Yes. That's working. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so people are keeping me updated on the soccer or football match, Germany versus Chile. Cool. What else did I miss? I missed something here. Customer seat tuning, thanks for the €5. Asking, is it normal that filament breaks in the Bowden tube by keeping it inside in the downtime? It is not. It is most definitely not. So what I have seen with really crappy cheap filament is that you have the spool, you take it out of your filament box. Filament box is over there for visual representation of what that looks like. You know, you take your filament out of the box, you open up the vacuum seal, the vacuum bag, and it's just all little chunks in there. It's just, you know, little tiny chunks of filament because it broke during shipping, because I don't know, cold, heat, whatever, shock. Not sure how it happens, but it seems like some filaments are just really sensitive to that. Some will break just in their coiled up form, or in their, you know, they are under tension in a Bowden tube like this. Some might just break much more easily than others. So far I've been using, so I've not been using like these super cheap eBay special $10 per spool filaments. And to be honest, I don't really pay for my filaments. Companies just send me stuff, so I get some nice stuff, but I've been using the filament I've actually been printing the most with is like the basic consistent stuff that you get at like $20 per kilogram, or like $15 per kilogram. That is, I find that is a good sweet spot, where you get consistent quality, where you get the same stuff from the same vendor all the time, and you can keep using your settings. You don't have to tune in every spool from zero again. That's what I've been using. That's what I've been pretty happy with, and most of the stuff I'm using there isn't like that, isn't brittle like that. It might just be a different resin. It might be some I don't know, some Chinese resin that isn't as good as the NatureWorks stuff. No idea, but I've had that PLA breaking effect happen once. Again, take it out of the box and it's like shattered. It's individual bits, but I've not had it happen with decent filament or filament that worked out of the box and then kind of degraded. I've not had that happen. Verbatim PLA. Let's see if my verbatim PLA is okay. Where is... I do have some verbatim PLA basic somewhere. Where? Ah, there we go. Actually not opened it up yet. Let's do another unboxing. Live unboxing now, verbatim PLA filament. Somebody said his wasn't that great, so... Stream is stuttering? That looks pretty fluorescent red. On camera it is a full cherry red right here, and it is not brittle at all. It's this feels like a decent solid PLA to me. Yeah, no shattering going on there. Information in the warranty. Not gonna be using that. Okay, print is coming along. Is that actually the same model as the one Cat, or is it different? It is a different one. It's a different model right there. Main cam is stuttering sometimes. That's the one I used in the finishing video too. Guys in chat, please stick with English. I can't check what you guys are saying, and I would like to keep it friendly, so please do stick to English. Just heads up. Okay, video stuttering. We should not be stuttering anymore. Is this the Tom's Blue beta? Yes, it is. We're actually changing it up a bit. This is the first iteration of the Tom's 3D Patreon only for now blue. As the Patreon banner comes in and and saves me. No, this is the first iteration of the blue. We are going for more of a sparkly particle look. Like right now, this is like a flip-flop metallic sort of look, but we are going for something that is a bit closer to, yeah, I guess that's going to be the closest thing. I believe this is it. Yeah, I believe this is the Rapunzel Silver Filamentum, and if we go really close to this thing, you can see the individual glitter particles, the individual particles that make it like really shiny, really, you know what I mean. We're going for more of that sort of a look, because I just like the way that looks. I just really love the way those particle filled ones look. And I'm hoping we're getting there. We're getting there. All done by Das Filament. Filamentum Noble Blue. I've not seen it. Let me check that out. Noble Blue. Yeah, that's actually pretty close. Color-wise, that is pretty good. Okay, did I see the TiVo Tornado? No, did not. Have you checked out the Hypercube? No, have not checked it out yet. John D. Capua, again, price for this guy, the S5. Ah, okay, that's what this is referring to. So, let's talk about the specs one more time. I know I went over them a few times, but chat is still asking about this. So, this is the CR-10. I don't know if you'd call it the S3 for whatever. It is 300 millimeters wide. It is 300 millimeters deep, print space wise. The printer, of course, is a bit larger, but 300 by 300 millimeters, that is 12 by 12 inches, and 400 millimeters tall. That is the base version that you can get from Gearbest, linked in the video description, for 350-ish euros, dollars, whatever. You might, you know, check the yellow and the blue one, and also check the US versus European core. They do have different discounts on them, and I think there's like a $30 price gap between the one with the US plug and the one with the German plug, and all it is literally one cable. It's literally one of these computer power supply cables, and if you want the other one, they will charge you $30 more. So maybe grab the one with the wrong plug for you if it is cheaper, because these cables are like $2 each. So yeah, the printer is around $350, euros, whatever, on sale right now with like 15 or 17% off the recommended retail price. That lasts for, I think, another 24 hours from right now. Once that sale runs out, you can also use the 12% discount code in the video description. That goes for everything. That goes for the printer itself. That also goes for filaments. That goes for, I don't know, ITX PCs, for phones, for whatever else you'd want to buy from Gearbest. So yeah, once the promotion, that sale runs out right now, you can use that code and still save a bit on the recommended retail price. So this did Also probably pussy. This did come from Gearbest directly. They shipped this thing to me. It was shipped from a German sender address, so I'm not sure if that came from China and then got handled by a different logistics subcontractor. I don't know, but I believe it was shipped from a German warehouse. So that, of course, that is not DHL, but that is Hermes. So the actual shipping probably just took two days or something. So yeah, if you order from China, depending on which shipping company you pick, usually for me to Germany, that stuff. Sound is gone. The sound is gone. Stop your whining. Come on. You can live without sound for a few seconds. Now these batteries, I mean the Rode Filmmaker kit, as much as I love it, as much as I love like the reliability of this thing, the fact that it runs on like two AA's. I'm using a Panasonic Infinium in here, which are good AA batteries, rechargeable ones, but they only last, I don't know, like 3 to 4 hours total. So I wish they just jammed like two laptop batteries in there, just two 18650 cells, and that thing would last 2 days. So now I have to, I go with an Anker battery plus the USB cord in between that, plus the transmitter with some useless space in there. It wouldn't be a stream without the mic dying at least once. Yeah, I guess so. And every time I think like, oh yeah, I've got fresh batteries in there, it should be fine, right? But every single time I'm like, yeah, should have gone with USB power straight away. Three-hour print? What is the CR-10 heated bed made of? So, yeah, like, I mean, the print is gonna be a while, so we're 50 minutes in and it's 10 millimeters up. I don't even know what layer height this thing is printing at. Two extruder fans. It does not have two extruder fans, so it has one hot end cooling fan, as do most all metal or metal hybrid hot ends these days. That thing is always on, and this guy is the part cooling fan that is controlled by the G-code, basically, that blows over the part. This thing just blows out the back and does not cool the part. This guy goes straight down and over and prints and cools your printed part. Mic is in my glasses. Yes, it is. Right there, clipped into my glasses. There's a small PLA print super glued into my glasses frame, and the microphone just clipped in. Okay, heated bed material. Yes, it is aluminum. Aluminum. So aluminum heated bed. There is the heater tracks is directly on the bottom of these of this aluminum sheet, and that's just on the bottom here. That's like a 3mm aluminum PCB and then 4mm glass on top of that. 0.12. So 3-hour print. Is it really only 3 hours? Because it looks like it will be a bit longer than this. So the best printer for $200, I don't know. I don't think there are any really good printers. There are cheap printers, of course, but good. Not sure. Guys, chat, please keep chat English. We will need to stop blocking people because we don't know what you guys are saying. What sort of stuff you guys are stating there. Is dust filament available in the US? No, not yet. They might be working on something, but I'm not sure if there's like an international distribution deal happening. Does the screen have an estimate? No, it does not, but it does have a progress bar, and it's not looking good. Why do you glue the mic in your glasses? I just glued the holder in the glasses. I can take the microphone out. So you want to try the special dust filament now? You might get a chance to do so. Okay, I feel like this might be taking a bit too long. I was hoping it would be like a compact, medium layer height, something cat, but it's starting to look like it's well, it's going to be quite the extensive print. While that is printing, let me a screen cap with a secondary camera in the corner showing the print, maybe. Video capture device side. Scale that down. Here we go, that's looking good. I want to set up a slick 3R profile. Don't know what to do with yourself after such an easy unboxing. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna set up a slick 3R profile while that is printing. Whoop, nope. And maybe just let's see. So switch. Where do you transition? There is my transition. Okay. Studio mode, exit, lock preview. Cool. Let's just set up a new printer profile together. So we had this guy in here. Let's add another one and say this is going to be the Creality CR-10. Oh, right. I didn't finish that thought. This guy wasn't crank up the speed. That's not going to do a lot because the accelerations on the bed are still going to slow it down. Someone was asking about S3, S4, S something. This is the 300 by 300 millimeter version, 300 by 300. That's the one you can get from Gearbest. There is also a link to AliExpress, to the Creality store on AliExpress, where you can get this exact machine in 400 or 500 millimeter square bed sizes. So I'm thinking that they're just pumping up the length of these extrusions and the length of the belt, and you've got a larger printer. That is, yeah, that's what you can get on AliExpress. It is significantly more expensive if you make it larger. So, ooh, what's up with that camera? So that's something you will need to keep in mind. But you can get it. You can get it as a larger version. Okay, no offset. Set the rectangular shape 300 by 300. Origin is in 0. We should have. Hold on. We don't have to have the task manager there. Give me a second. We can add all the overlays. Whee! Over the task manager. Cool. Boop. Let's make chat readable. Okay. That's decent. Z offset 0, 1 extruder, no octoprint, wrap, use relative E, yes, use firmware retraction, nope, use volumetric E, nope, pressure advance. Custom G code, start G code. I don't know, let's do a G28 home. M83, yeah, M19009. It adds all this stuff by itself anyways. Let's add a go to Z400 Y300, so it just moves out of the way at the end. That's good. Nozzle diameter 0.4 offset. Oh, there should be video here. Hold on. Now there's video there. Kind of. Retraction length, that will have to be a bit more, maybe like 7 millimeters. Yeah, sounds about right. Lift Z, slightly, let's do 0.2. Above 1, yeah. Speed 35. Sounds okay. Let's save that. And let's have Prusa PLA. That's a reasonable filament. Yeah, that's gonna work. Well, let's just use a standard frog. Let's scale it down a bit. And can we catch up on chat real quick? Try vase prints, yeah. Okay, so I mean, the idea is to have just something that we can slice, something that we can. I mean, we are using the default Prusa profiles, just so that we have something that prints a bit fast. I mean, it is 10 p.m. here. It's like nah. Let's see. My slicer is quite old. Slicer is quite old. I know. Whatever. Cool. Chat is so confusing. Okay, let's. One second. Let me pick out a model. Do you have some sort of a vase? We do have some dicing. Dicing. I never know how to pronounce him. Dicing off models. Let's see if we can use these as torture tests. Maybe also use it as a vase if netfab would load. Netfab, hello? Ah, okay. Why must you call it Slick3R? Why not Slicer? Because a slicer is a slicer and the software is Slick3R. I mean, it's even spelled that way, come on. Oh no, we're not going to print the cranium. And it is hard to tell you the difference between a Slick3R versus the Slick3R, or the a slicer versus the slicer, if it's not written in chat. Or in a forum or somewhere. If you have to just talk about it and you have to call both of them slicer, it gets really confusing really quickly. What sort of vase do we have? The furry vase? No, we're not doing that. What? What was that? Did you guys see that? I was what? Did you just rehome? It's not done that before. Because now there's a string. Did it just... Why did it just rehome? It's still printing, it's still going strong, but... What? It's interesting, this cat has quite the texture on it. And it is! Hold on. No, it's not the same one. It does have quite the furry texture on it. It switched the extruder. No, I mean it's still going on. It's still, you know, it's still printing. It did apparently home fairly precisely, but I'm not exactly sure what is going on there. Corrupt G-code. Everyone's does. Well, Joel's was not corrupt apparently. 3D printing nerds. His cat supposedly was printing just fine, so I mean, not sure what exactly is going on there. It's no one told. Shut up, guys. I know about the corrupted G-code cat. Supposedly it's not a thing, so Spiral vase. I should say that's working well. Okay-ish. So, print settings. Let's do spiral vase. Yes. Please adjust those for me. Top 0, bottom 5. That sounds okay. Infill, nothing. That's good. Skirt and brim. Don't need that. Support material. Yeah. And we are going to move this thing. Yeah, like right here. That should be a fresh spot of yellow tape. Now the only thing I'm missing from Slick3R still is some sort of an That's not what I want. Some sort of an estimation on how long a print is going to take, and or how much material you use. It makes sense that it would fit in right there, but yeah, that info just isn't there. So what you have to do is export it and upload it to gcode.ws, etc, etc. My SD card is Kingston brand. It has, I mean, it says Kingston on the card. I do have my doubts that it is actually a Kingston card, but yeah. No sound? What? No, we have sound. Come on. Have I used Prusa Control? No, I have not. Gcode.ws. Where is it? $350? Let me double check it. So we go to the video description, we go to the blue. $380, $359.22. Let's see, 15% off. It's around $350. Close enough. True Kingston or bad copy? I don't think it is a genuine Kingston, though I can't say for sure. Carl Löfström, thanks for the 20 Swedish crowns. 36 liters, yes. 64 liters, 125 liters. Now, for all the US viewers, could you like get that in gallons or whatever other units you use for that? XL Diet Coke bottle or something? I don't know, just convert it to something that they'll understand. File exported. Okay, let's check what our good old gcode.ws viewer says when it comes to print time. 10 grams, 150. Okay, let's scale that down and redo it. I mean, the 3D preview is pretty crap on this guy, but like these estimates are so good. They're usually pretty spot on. And the layer views, at least for non-vase prints, it's okay. So I guess I will need to scale this thing down a bit further. Let's do like a 50%. Hebs 07WRX is asking, any more rep builds, something like the Big Delta? Yes, I still want to do the hang printer build because I think it is an awesome machine. Now it's a shot glass. It is, yeah. Because I think it is an awesome machine. Oh, it's homing again. Hold on. It is now. It just homed the y-axis. Why would it do that? It's not like it's It doesn't look like it's throwing it off, but why? Where were we? Okay, I lost my train of thought. Anyways. Are my new filament test prints posted anywhere yet? It's actually the same. It's the same on-shape project as Halloween 1. It just is a new revision on the files. So if you open up that on-shape project from Halloween 1, it's going to take you to the new files. 29 minutes, so that's better. It's going to take you to the new files, but yeah, the G code and the whole description, that's coming. Please fix the description. It's taking you to the wrong Creality. So there's tomstudy.org/CR10 blue, and as far as I know, that takes you to the right one. So tomstudy.org/CR10 yellow. I don't have the video open, so I can't just click them. But for me, they take you to the right one. So yeah. I was giving thoughts on this machine. Was I? It's getting late. You can speed up the print. Okay. People keep asking about quirks. Why? Let's ruin this print. Let's deliberately get this print to fail, because I do want to print this vase or this shot glass or this whatever 36 millimeters large as a vase mode. Pretty small. I just want a print that finishes. And I don't know if this cat is gonna, fail, because it's supposedly corrupt G code. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna just stop the print, because why would I? If we actually look at the progress bars over here, not quite in focus, but you should be able to see it. It's at maybe barely a third, and we are 1 hour 14 minutes into the print. So it's gonna be quite a while longer until this thing finishes or fails or does have something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crank the speed up. I'm gonna keep the camera on the print, and I'm just gonna go in 25% increments, I guess. So let's see. So far, so we know it's at like the last finger. How many fingers do cats have? 4? I guess that's correct. I'm gonna keep cranking up the speed. So let's see, 125. This is 125% of I don't know how much, but something. That should be fine, considering that the print so far looks pretty good. But it is pausing, it is stuttering a bit, because there are a lot of details on this cat's outer shell. I think I can turn the printer slightly to show you the entire thing from a different angle. Yeah, what might look like rippling to you on this edge right there, that is actual genuine detail. That is as intended, apparently. There is some sort of a fur structure, I think, because it is not as irregular or as as predictable as it would be if it were just a ringing, rippling artifact. This looks like it is genuine fur, a genuine fur structure on the cat. So that does slow down the print quite a lot. So let's see, we're at 125. Let's pump it up to 150%. So that's probably close to 100 millimeters a second, I'd say. The link blue is for yellow. You know what, guys? Whatever. I'm just gonna put the Gearbest link in there. It might be an old cached link. So, oh, Firefox is updating. Cool. I'm just gonna put the new link in there. It's 150. This is gonna be fairly quick. But still hanging on pretty well. Let's do 180 next. So that is a 30, well, not a 30% increase, but quite a substantial increase. You can kind of see how much the frame is moving, and yeah, it's just not moving. It's still there. There's no rattling. There's no, you know, wobbling, resonating, etc. You can, I mean, if you're gonna see that the frame move either in this or in this direction, you are gonna see it from the top perspective first. So, yeah. By the way, no, the replicator is not a Core XY machine. The Core XY is not what you have in the replicator. So that's the blue one. Create link. Got it. Okay. So it is holding up pretty well, but main camera failed. What, this one? Might be the USB cord. I know, I'm seeing it. Okay, it's homing again. For whatever reason. Corner's close to the table? Nah, it's still all the way on the table. Oh, yellow. Turns out I'm just an idiot. Okay, well, try the links now. Try the links now. Okay, so this is at 180%. It is slowing down quite a bit. It might be just retracts or something, but it is still holding on strong. So let's go to, I don't know, let's go to 250%. So that is 2.5 times as fast, max. That's something you have to keep in mind. This is the maximum speed it's going to go at, not the average speed, because accelerations and jerk, that is how fast it can instantaneously change speed. I know that's not the scientific definition of jerk, but that's how the film interprets it. Those are still going to limit how fast the printer is going to be able to go. So 250. The thing is, I don't think we are going to be able to make this thing fail. Just because this print has so many details, and the printer is going to be busy most of the time with accelerating and with going around corners, that it's basically never going to reach its full speed. The extrusion on the top. Oh, well, that's easy. Extrusion on the top. Someone's asking about this top extrusion. This is 20 by 20. 20 by 20 millimeters. These on the side are 20 deep by 40 wide. This is 20 by 20. Do you have some measuring device somewhere? I don't know. Do have some extrusion somewhere, but this is regular 20 millimeter extrusion, and that's the same. That's the same width. Yeah. What did you miss? I'm trying to make this thing fail, but the accelerations are too strong. But molding. So yeah, this will have to be a stop print. I am sorry, but this is just taking too long. This is not a corrupt cat. This cat did home a few times unnecessarily, but hold on. But it does not look like it's corrupt. Hold on a second. Is that a fur structure, or is that actually ringing? Now that the camera is in focus. Because what I am seeing right now is, if we take the corner of this spatula, is there's that ringing. There is that's all classic ringing. There's some ringing up here as well, down here as well, and it has the same frequency. It has the same frequency as all the other stuff we're seeing on this cat right here as well. Yeah. So, okay, it looks like it is actually a deliberate structure, because this on the back here, this, I don't think there's any way this could be, you know, just a random ringing. That would be, you know, very very accidental. On the front here, yeah, I guess the metallic look of the filament does make it a bit, does over stress the effect a bit. On the side here, this right there, this portion right there, this does look like it's random ringing, but so far, I mean, if this is all deliberate structure, I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say that is, yeah, a good first print, even if it, you know, took a bit too long, but that is a good start. So the cat is corrupt. The cat is not corrupt. I just canceled the print because I wanted to get it over with. So what we shall do is grab the SD card out the side here. By the way, someone was asking about this very SD card. While I get my SD card adapter, I'm going to show you what the SD card looks like. There you go. That is the SD card that was included. Again, I am not sure if that is a genuine Kingston card or not. But, well, it says Kingston. Okay, let me grab my genuine Kingston SD card adapter and plug that into my laptop, which is off frame on all angles. That is cool. Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna copy this. Oops, shouldn't hit Windows D. That means all my windows are gone. Just gonna copy that on here real quick. SDHC. Okay, those are Chinese letters. Okay, got it. Let's replug the SD card. That isn't the genuine, it's genuine, it's not genuine, I don't care. As long as it works. Our trustworthy 3D printer. My hand's in the way, okay. Print from is the... Why is this so slow? Do I have to... I did have to reinitialize it, didn't I? Yeah. I'm not used to that. Just having to reinitialize the SD card before you print. That might just be an issue of the multi-board design. But yeah. Jeremy Fussell is asking Ultimaker 3 versus Sigma BCN 3D, or BCN 3D Sigma. Which one is the best? Depends. My current opinion on the machines is Ultimaker has better software and more powerful software. With the entire Wi-Fi integration and Cura 2 natively supported. That is a huge upside if you want that. However, I do prefer the BCN3D's hardware with the dump buckets, etc. Over the somewhat simplistic Ultimaker 3. Okay, I hope that answers that. This is a steak. What? A steak, okay. Change SD card, yeah, whatever. Kingston Cat is... Does the CR-10 have a bed level sensor? No, it does not. It does not have... I'm out of lemonade. Last drop. It does not have a bed level sensor. You can see the adjustment springs right down there. Thumb screw spring. That's what you get, and you get to do it manually. There is no auto sensing, auto correction, nothing like that. Though you could probably add something along those lines. So we are heating 215 for the first layer, 205 for the second, 55 on the bed, which it will do somewhat easily, I guess. Just push down this tape. I mean, I'm not going to be using this tape after this print anyways. They do include, I mean, they do include a full spool, a full roll of this yellow whatever painter's tape stuff. I wonder if the blue printer actually comes with blue painter's tape. Wouldn't that be just a nice touch, like the one with the one with the yellow rails has the yellow tape, and the one with the blue rail covers has the blue tape. We aren't primed, and we are too deep. Sir, we are in too deep. There you go, that's our live adjust. And this is the yellow tape also kind of smells. Print profile is Prusa's 0.2, I believe. Yeah, 0.2 millimeter normal with vase mode. So, yep, pretty default Prusa print settings should work for this as well. It does override acceleration control, so we will need to see how much that influences. Oh, that camera is giving up indeed. We will need to see how much that influences the maximum acceleration the bed pulls, and whether that does lead to skipped steps. If not, we're just gonna have to reset that. How is the CR-10 compared to the TiVo Black Widow? Heaps better. So far, from what I've seen so far, I'd pick the CR-10 over the Black Widow. with no questions asked. Tape is junk. Yes, it is. So I am going to do the review of the Printabot Simple Pro. That's the official version of the one we built 4 weeks ago. A bit longer maybe. Of the new Printabot. And it also uses blue tape on the bed. And I've talked to Brooke about this, but I mean, you just shouldn't have blue tape on a printer, especially not in that price range, and especially not in 2017. Just don't use blue tape, even if it's an unheated bed. Tape is just nah. Come on, just use 3D lac. Okay, I get it. You can't ship that because it's a compressed flammable can that is pretty much impossible to ship around, but there are alternatives. There are smear on or even small pump bottle sprays that you can use to get adhesion to a smooth surface. And the problem with the Printabot Simple Pro is it has screw holes down the center, so you can't really use those without putting like a PI sheet or something over it. On here it's relatively simple. You have the glass sheet that you can remove individually, so you can put something else on here if you want to. You can just take the glass sheet out entirely. You can print out onto the aluminum if that isn't too warped, which might be the case. I'm not sure, haven't checked that yet. You can grab a few different glass sheets, just take one out, drop another one in. If you just want to do a quick swap, you can tear the tape off, you can spray 3D lac on it, whatever, or use whatever adhesive you want on this very sheet of glass. So yeah, Blu-ray machine comes with the same tape. What don't I like about the Black Widow? Well, I could go into a full-on rant here, but that would be a video on its own. The cat is corrupt. You might want... So, Nobeliner, you might want to skip to the live version of this video, not the one that is like a... not the cache version from 2 hours ago. Is PI the best with ABS? I don't know what that question is, but PI is pretty good overall, as long as it's heated. We should zoom in, because we are now entering the vase portion of this print, it looks like. Sorry about that. There we go. How do you decide when to use Cure versus Slick Theory? Thanks. Stefan Scandiso is asking, how do I decide when to use Slick Theory versus Cura? Now, I use Slick Theory. Well, how do I actually do that? I use Slick Theory for the Prusa Mark IIs because that is the slicer that comes pre-set up for the machine, and the profiles in there are great. For most other stuff, I use Cura 2. When it's just either when it's a simple printer. I mean, usually I should be using Cura 2 for this guy, but what Slick Theory really doesn't do well, and Simplify 3D is only now catching up to, is just the dual material support. as in PVA plus PLA, all the features you need for that, and some features that I needed for a client specifically for investment casting that saves a lot of print time and a lot of material, as in variable infill and all those special features that Cura 2 has, where Slick 3R or Simplify 3 just can't keep up with. Everything doing it automatically. That is what Cura 2 does really well, and I mean both Cura and Slick 3R, and I'm sure Simplify 3D as well, they are all at a point where they are just super reliable. The G-code, as long as it's for like basic tasks, for single material, regular day-to-day use. All those three big slices, let me call them like that, those all produce just great and super reproducible G-code. It really doesn't matter which one you use, to be honest. The Prusa, the Slick 3R Prusa edition, you can use that with any other machine too. That is, hands down the best version of Slick 3R you can get right now. That is great. Cura 2 is a great slicer, and I'm sure there are reasons why people use Simplify 3D as well. So yeah, really use any recent slicer, and there's not much of a thought process going in, oh, I have to use this versus I have to use that. Do I think this printer is as good as the Prusa i3 Mark II? I don't know. This is not a review. Obviously, I've used the Mark II a lot more than I have this one. I've literally taken this out of the box 2 hours ago. So, yeah. Change cam to make you bigger. Hello. So, something I'm seeing in chat quite a few times here is mentioning a MOSFET, that some printers skip a MOSFET supposedly for the heated bed. The thing is, I just want to point this out one more time. Where did I put my Do-It Wi-Fi? I'm losing my... Yeah! I'm losing my audio transmitter. I do have the transport somewhere. I reorganized all this stuff, and now I'm not finding what I need to find anymore. Give me a second here. Nope. Put it all neatly in boxes, and now of course I have to dig through all these boxes to find my stuff. This looks good. There's a Do-It Wi-Fi, and there's a trams. And somewhere there's also a cheap... Yeah! Prusa build! Which I will need to get working on again. Because I really like it. But it's just... Okay. While that is printing... By the way, the print is looking really, really good. I was moving, but this is still the original set. Yeah, it wasn't a big move. Okay. Same building, new floor. So this room stays intact. Let me take a detour. That's the dolly. You all, or some of you might have watched me build this thing. That is blurry because we are on menu focus. Okay, dolly printer, RAM board right there, and these are the TO220220 MOSFETs that the RAMs inevitably uses. These guys. And just bend one over so you have a bit of a better view. These MOSFETs, they do look kind of big, right? I mean, put my finger next to it, there are some decently sized MOSFETs. So you might think, oh yeah, they are going to be able to carry some current. No, they do not. They will burn up if you load them with more than 15 amps. So you know, a basic heated bed will work, but anything larger than that is just going to burn them up. On contrast, I need something pointy. Thankfully, I do have something pointy. This is the trams, the dynamic equivalent of the rams. And these guys right there, I can actually move this. These guys right there, this thing that I'm pointing to, I'm hoping you can see that, that is the MOSFET the trams has. And the thing is, these MOSFETs, these are so much better than the ones on here. These huge guys, they will burn up much more easily because they will waste a lot more power than these tiny chips right there. It's not about size, it is not about just pure optical, oh yeah, I have a huge MOSFET with a huge heatsink on it, so it must be better. No. If you have a huge MOSFET that needs a huge heatsink, then you have a crap MOSFET. You're using a cheap part and you're making up for that by, you know, adding a workaround, by adding a heatsink to cool something that shouldn't need to be cooled. On the other hand, if you go with like a properly selected and a properly engineered solution, like using a MOSFET that is maybe not 10 cents but maybe 50 cents, you can get away from that. You don't have to add all that overhead of, you know, adding cooling, adding heatsink, adding all that stuff. If you just use the right components from the start. Sure, if you use a MOSFET, an external MOSFET that basically beefs up your power path from the power supply to the heated bed, then of course that is a marketing effective solution to saying, oh yeah, we use an external MOSFET, we now have this super powerful solution, it's not gonna burn up. Of course, if you market it that way, people are gonna believe you. But this thing with a tiny MOSFET on it that is properly selected, this thing is better than that big external one because it is just it just doesn't generate all that waste power in the first place that is making your MOSFET burn up. So just to recap, because something has a MOSFET, an external MOSFET, doesn't automatically mean it's better than something that does not have a MOSFET, an external MOSFET. It might as well be yet another cheap, shitty MOSFET that is just, you know, getting a heatsink to make it work in the first place. All right, hoping that clarifies a few things. Yeah, it's not about having a MOSFET or not, because I mean the onboard parts are literally also MOSFETs. This thing has a MOSFET, the RAMs has a MOSFET, but it's just some are better than others. Right? This print is looking gorgeous. Look at that, it's so nice and so crisp. Now that it's in focus. What board was that? That was the Trams, T-R-A-M-S by Trinamic. Yes, the Trams is expensive, but you don't, I mean, I wish just like simple things like that, like using proper MOSFETs, would be something the cheaper companies would incorporate, but since nobody's looking for that, since everyone just believes the ratings or goes for an external better MOSFET anyways, that isn't something they can really market, I guess. The Maneki that I was printing, that was the one on the SD card. Okay. Chapman do a video of transferring Simplify through Cura or Slick through. It's actually a good idea. Yeah, I actually did do a video on choosing and wiring up a MOSFET a while ago. That thing still stands if you need to go something external and something that beefs up your integrated components. What are you printing? Just got here. I am printing a hex vase. What's this thing called? SOTVL2.stl. After I made the cat fail. So that's where I stopped the cat, because it was just taking too long. The cat was perfectly fine. It was, chugging along just fine and dandy. But it would have taken like another 3 hours or something to print. So, yeah. I have switched to a hex vase, and I've got to say, first of all, the filament looks... I like the filament, but I feel like we could, we are tweaking it to make it even more better, to make it even more likable. But also, it prints pretty nicely. It prints really well. There is a good bit of ringing going on. It might just be that the belts, of course, are somewhat cheap. Yeah, but the Y-axis belt, that could use a bit more attention. But this is looking pretty nice. Good, I mean, yeah. Peugeot CR-10 depends on what you want. You thought the color would be silk? Yeah. So the story behind the color, again, this is the first iteration, the first version of the custom-made Tom's 3D Blue. The idea behind this was from Dust Filament that this is going to be a metallic, and this is a sort of metallic tone, but not the type of metallic I was imagining. It was recommended by their colorant, so their master batch manufacturer, that the effect is going to look best if it's slightly translucent, and that is what they did. They made it translucent, transparent, whatever. So if you put a flashlight in the back here, you can sort of see that it is slightly translucent, but the thicker one, the thicker one also is somewhat translucent, but not as much as it would. Kind of. Are we back? We're back. I think so. I think we're back. OBS crashed. Wouldn't be a stream without OBS crashing. Is this ringing or is this refraction? This is not ringing. Well, let me put the light back. You don't really see it. The cat, I guess we can get the sheen on it. That is actually fur texture. That is intentional. This texture on the cat right there, that is 100% intentional. That is not ringing. That isn't. That is not anything that the printer created. It is from the G-code. That is as sliced. So, yeah, I was talking about the filament. This is. Yeah, Dust Filament is. There are currently no plans to have it regularly available in the US. Neither regular Dust Filament nor the Tom's 3D Tone. And for now, it's going to be Patreon exclusive. There's only one way to get it for now. On the sign, not the what sign? So the print is going pretty slowly. I mean, nah. Any chances Meta Hackers will give me a free printer? I don't know. If you're like get like 100k subs on YouTube, then maybe they will. Who knows? Is this Meta Hackers? How do you guys know this is not Meta Hackers filament? This is Das Filament from Germany, made in Germany actually. Thank you for the $20, Robin Mark. Robin Mark Q. Much appreciated. Awesome. The Chinese shine gets shades to look 3D. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So, got shades to look 3D. There is a bit of ringing going on the front here, as it slowly jogs out of focus. This sign up front here, this has you can see on the characters here. There is a bit of ringing, which is kind of normal for such a large machine. Yeah, there you can see it. It's not super extreme. Every printer has that to a certain extent, but yeah, I'd say that is decent. That is okay. The metallic effect on this filament does amplify any sort of you know, a rippling effect more than, you know, a regular plain filament would. Any plans to do some tutorials on smoothie wear? Yeah, Arthur was actually talking to me about that a while back. I think we're going to do some stuff when the Smoothie Wear 2 or the Smoothie Board 2 platform launches. It's in the first print section. Where's my Smoothie Wear versus yeah, I'm gonna do the reviews of the Do It Wi-Fi and the Replicate, Manga Screen, etc. I'm gonna get to those. They're scheduled. They're gonna happen. Thank you for the $5 balance options. Saying, I have seen a few of you live streams and this is the first time I have seen the first prints actually print, or am I wrong? The first prints have always sort of printed. We've always had a first print. It might have been, you know, something that just runs on the end of the stream just by itself, but we've always had a first print going. How does it compare to a Little Monster? Totally different machines. Little Monster is a huge delta with a different... Oh, I don't know. Different print volume, slightly, but similar. Similar ballpark, I'd say. Of course, there are some differences. Voiding warranty, warranty. Saint Eins is asking, does this printer have a Kaltgerätebuchse or is it hardwired? No, all these printers are, and pretty much every printer there is, it's just slightly off frame, but yes, it does have the regular IEC connector, the regular IEC plug on there. It is actually a plug because it is a male connector, technically. So yeah, you can, if you go on Gearbest, if you see the version with the wrong power cord actually being cheaper than the one you'd need just buy the one with the wrong cord and get a new cord. They're like $2 and they fit, and the power supply is switchable from 220 to 110 volts, so it works anywhere in the world, even if you buy the wrong version out of the box. So yeah. Does the control box have active cooling? Yes. There is on the bottom, and on the back here actually too. Okay. So the power supply sucks in air from the bottom of the box, and there's also a small fan. This is like a 40mm fan. You can actually hear the difference. If I cover this up. There's also a 40mm fan on the back here that just blows air out of the entire box. Updating the firmware. Tiny Machines firmware? What? This is Creality. This isn't the Tiny Machines machine. First print without a fail. I mean, we did stop a print technically, so, and I don't know if that was gonna fail. Top webcam is flickering hard. I know. All I tuned was the bed level. Yes. All I did was leveling the bed, and I used the default Prusa slick tear settings. So that's all there is. I actually do like that color on camera. I like it on camera more than in real life, actually. But does it have a heated bed? Yes, it does. Let me just plop back to the, sorry for the flickering. Let's go here. It does have a heated bed. It does have glass on an aluminum heater, so you can straight up take this off. And there's your aluminum PCB heater. And there's your glass that just comes off as a single piece. Wires back here. Okay, let's rip another hole in the tape. Actually came off relatively cleanly. So, print quality, except for some very slight rippling. Though this might just be, this might be the slicer settings too. You can just see some very slight rippling. Except for that, I mean like, damn. This is pretty nice. There you can see the layers and consistency, etc. This is actually pretty darn nice. And it's like really nice and consistent. There is a bit of a gash there. Not sure what's up with that. But damn, and we look at that, and then we put the cat next to that. I'm impressed. I really am impressed with this machine. I've heard many good things about it, which have been confirmed. Very much. So yeah, quick recap. Assembly instructions, decent, but you don't really need them. It's like 10 screws, 12 screws you put together. The frame is nice and rigid. This thing not quite as rigid, but still okay, still decent. We actually printed this on the long side. Performance, print quality is again really good. I'd say this is, you know, pretty excellent print quality. And these are small parts. These aren't like huge rockets or something, or where you know just see the general shape. This is, you know, me showing off small details that you wouldn't really expect for a machine this size. But yeah, this is so far, yeah, I mean, tape on the bed, that is a pretty hard sin. That is something you shouldn't be doing. Just sort of recommendation, just strip that stuff off. It's probably not going to come off cleanly, but yeah, just strip that stuff off. Grab some whatever you want to do. I don't know, 3D lac for a heated bed might be yeah, ban that guy. Goodbye. 3D lac might be too extreme for this you too. Good thing to have mods. 3D lac might be too extreme for a heated bed plus glass. You might break the glass, so I don't know, use something that sticks less extremely. If you're from Europe, Printer Pro, Printer Fix, whatever, that stuff doesn't stick quite as extreme as the 3D lac, so that might be good. Magigoo also like that stuff. 3D Ease, Wolf Bite, that sort of stuff, that should work really well for this. This is slowly dropping down. This is making me nervous. Build quality, good. Print quality, excellent. It smells, yes, it smells like gasoline. That is probably gonna, you know, stop smelling in a while. And for the price, for 350, 360, whatever, how many euros? Pretty darn good. You're definitely getting a lot of bang for your buck. How do okay, I'm not gonna make the transition to Banggood because that's the wrong retailer. So again, 350, 360 bucks from euros, that is, or $380, I don't know. From Gearbest, links are in the video description. You can get the yellow or the blue version. Only difference is the color of these inserts, these covers. Both have the same hardware. This is actually still heating. Let's quickly reset this. Both have the same hardware, both have the same 300mm build space. Looking pretty good. So far, from what I've seen, I'm liking it. Links to Gearbest are in the video description, and you can also get this thing larger on the Creality AliExpress store with 400 and 500mm bed sizes. That is pretty good. Do you have to pay import taxes? Yes, that always adds up if you have it shipped from China. However, Gearbest also have a local German store, that is de.gearbest.com, where I think they'll ship from Germany. Don't quote me on that. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, currently that $360, that $350 price is with the 15 or 17% sale. Once that sale runs out, there is a coupon code in the video description that gives you 12% flat off of anything on Gearbest. So the best gear from Gearbest. Yeah. Do you see any problem with it only having one Z-rod? So far, no. Actually, because this is pre-tensioned, there is going to be a constant. There is going to be a constant weight on this rod. So whenever the printhead is in this position, it's going to sag the same amount. So it should be okay. Printable Play also works that way. I think some Tronxy or Velleman machines also only have one Z-rod. So far, this is stiff enough. It's not binding. It's working well. Cool. And yeah, the experience so far has just been extremely good. It's mostly pre-assembled, so it's 12 screws and a few connectors, and you're in business, which is a very reasonable choice. And yeah, I'm liking not having to do a 10-hour build stream, even though it's been a few hours we've done this. So right, cool. I now have a large 3D printer that prints well. I'm happy for that. Okay, so I guess thank you all for watching. Have a great evening. If you want to support this stuff I'm doing here, check out Patreon, use the affiliate links, obviously. Get subscribed, maybe. We're breaking 100k soon, and there is, I think there's going to be some stuff, some giveaways, some special stuff which I haven't really planned out yet, but yeah, something. So let's crack those 100k, and yeah, see you in the regular content, and have a nice evening. Goodbye.